Well, hello, everybody. How are you all?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Fantastic. So, Chris Jr., perhaps you could maybe lead off and introduce yourself and introduce the other members of your team here representing the Chattanooga Film Festival.
Absolutely. I am Chris Dortch II. I am the founder and the lead film programmer for the Chattanooga Film Festival, and I'm very lucky that all the other people on this call tolerate me and answer my calls at all. The silver fox that you're seeing on your monitor right there is CD1, Chris Dortch Sr., the OG Chris. In the corner there, you see Paul and Tim, the geniuses from Media Team, who Tim is not only an alumni filmmaker and a dear friend of the festival, part of our family. Media Team are helping us make every bit of the live event side of this thing work and make it something special and not just a bunch of clickable VOD.
So the Chattanooga Film Festival, you started that back in 2014. And so this year you were looking forward to your 7th film festival, which, if I recall correctly, was going to be live in person in Chattanooga last month. But I'm guessing that didn't happen.
It did not. It was genuinely heartbreaking because the day we had to make our postponement was the day that we were ready to pull the trigger on our first wave of films for the year.
And Chris Sr., spend a moment and tell me, where was your head at? What were you thinking you were going to do? Were you thinking you were going to scrap the festival? And what changed in your mind?
When that email came from Microsoft, it was like a gift from above. We had no idea that we were on their radar. And we were just thrilled. And Chris, we had some trepidation because Chris is a perfectionist. That's both his blessing and his curse. And he didn't want to do a film festival unless we could have a representative Chattanooga Film Festival and have the right amount of film and entertainment. So our first call was to our buddy Tim. We loved Tim and his crew, and we knew that they could help us achieve this. And oh, lo and behold, they're already using Microsoft Teams. So when the Microsoft group found out about that, they thought my son was a genius. But actually, he just called his friend, Tim, and they were already well-versed in Microsoft Teams. So it's kind of like these puzzle pieces have fit together as though they were meant to be.
Chris Jr., tell me a little bit about, you mentioned earlier on that it sounded like in the first instance you were thinking about how do we pull this off online.
To me, I think about CFF as sort of a movie mixtape. And every year I try to curate this mixtape. And this format has allowed that mixtape to almost have this now, found footage kind of a VHS feeling to it. It feels like just an incredible collection of odds and ends that celebrate film in a way that I really do feel like rival what we do on the ground.
This might not be an isolated incident. And even if we have a physical film festival next year, I think we're going to have to be including some kind of online component. And I think you're going to see every film festival start to understand this. And what I think we really want to do is just get ahead of the ball and be like, oh, we can pull this off, but also we can make it special and on brand and all these things.
And what I'm hearing is, even in a world where you get back in the same room together and you get your core constituency, this is almost accelerating your ability to move out and connect to a broader, wider audience as well.
We had to find ways to translate those production values that, I really do want this to feel like Willy Wonka made a film festival. I want it to feel like you're getting to tour this just bananas, chocolate factory with magic around every corner, and every bit of it, I hope, makes you fall in love with movies a little bit more. And not just, I hope, movies, but movie buffs. They make you feel like you're part of a larger community. And so when this virus started to take down the thing I hold most dear in the world, movie theaters, I didn't want to be one of the people who was just mourning that forever. I wanted to be on that next wave and figure out how movies could stay alive throughout all this.
What have you gained a newer sort of appreciation for and are most excited to see come to fruition using the technology and the film festival?
I was worried about it feeling, clinical or isolated, and I'm finding that it doesn't. I'm finding that I'm experiencing the same joy seeing these folks on my computer screen as I am often on the ground.
Definitely. Mm-hmm. Tim and Paul, what are your thoughts? What are you most looking forward to seeing come to fruition with the technology?
For me, I'm most interested in how the technology will translate the experience. This kind of like what's the word? I don't know, the mania around a film, and it always feels. It always feels fun and spooky and like you're in on the joke. And I just kind of want that to be what comes across and in the live programming sections of it.
This kind of feels like a crazy payoff for us in a way where I think we've spent a long time in a lot of our careers figuring out online and streaming and this sort of how do you do this in a weird interactive way. And then it's like, the whole world gets turned upside down, and it turns out that's the only thing that's relevant anymore.
Awesome. And Chris Sr., what are you most looking forward to?
All we really care about are films and filmmakers. So this platform is going to give us an audience like we'd never dreamed of. It's a miracle almost in these crazy times that something like this can happen. And we just want to help out.
It's funny in that this is kind of a wonderful story that has come out of COVID that maybe wouldn't have happened otherwise. And you're coming together to create something that you didn't know needed, the world needed. But I think the world is going to be grateful to have even after COVID.
If this is what we got to work with, we're going to roll with it.
Fantastic. Well, I wish you all the very best with the festival, and thanks for spending the time with me today.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Really appreciate it.